come out and play. We're going to go over Gary thinking he's the sheriff in town. But when we get done talking about him, we got something for him, baby. Guys, welcome to OG Crypto and NFTs. Today, it's the Gary Gensler Show, and we're going to go over why he only cares about banks and about the government, and he can care less about you, your savings, and especially your crypto. Now, before we jump into that, let's go hit that subscribe button. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, we understand that producer Emi's sick today, and she's a little behind on the finger. All right, let's jump right into it. What is crypto staking and why is the SEC cracking down? Well, Eleanor Tourette from CNBC got the little birdie in the middle of the night 2 nights ago and told her that the mean sheriff in town, Gary Gensler, was going to have a few little announcements out there. We know one of them was going to be cracking. The other thing, he was going to go cracking down on staking. Yeah, not the things you put on the grill during the summer. We're talking about the stakes that you put through a heart of a vampire, Gary Gensler, right? So what does this really all mean? Well, Gary got pissed because people at the SEC are leaking it. Well, of course, if you paid better, Gary, minimum wage doesn't really cut everybody into a Washington, D.C. penthouse. With that being said, it was leaked. He got mad, said, I'm going to go back off of this. And then last night on Twitter, what does he do? He puts on a little show saying, what is staking? And he talks about how it's hurting the public and that there's a possibility of not getting your money and blah, 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 blah. Guess what, Gary? Every time you find somebody or you don't find somebody but you meet with them, the public gets nothing out of it. Zero, zilch. 2022, $100 billion burned in hell. How much did you give the American public back their money? Zero. Are you a hero or are you a zero, bro? You're a zero. Let's go take a look at a face only a mom could love. You got it. That is Gary Gensler at his best. I don't know when this was from. Oh, it's Alex Wong. Getty image. It's a Getty image. Uh-oh, take it off before we get shadow banned for using Getty images more than 6 seconds. Kraken agreed to shutter U.S. crypto staking operations to settle SEC charges. So what's happened is that Gary went down the street, talked to Kraken, said, hey, you have unsecured or unregulated securities and you're staking them. So we're going to go fine you or we're going to sue you. Now, I don't like any of this crap because I'm tired of all these exchanges or all these companies that once they go knocking on the door, the SEC goes knocking on the door, you fold like a cheap suit. BlockFi, cheap suit, cost you $100 million, which you never even paid. You just screwed you screwed the public out of the money. Well, guess what Kraken did? Same thing. Let's just go pay off the SEC. We'll make it in 300 easy installment plan. No, dude, no. Go grab your skirt. Pick up your skirt, grab your, and go talk to Coinbase. Go talk to, maybe Binance, okay? Go talk to other exchanges and then tell Gary to go beep himself. Then you turn around and the best defense is an offense, and then you guys class action sue him, the SEC, who already is undermanned with lawyers. They can't handle over and over these big lawsuits. Why? Because they're too used to having these cupcakes over there that just simply roll up with their card. Hey, I'm from the SEC. Pay me. They're used to everyone rolling over and just going, hand the money out. But when you start fighting them in court, you really realize that they're not the same, especially if you have good lawyers. Well, we know Grayscale is fighting them. We know Ripple backhanded them, and hopefully we'll get a judgment here that will show that all this stuff on the secondary market is not an unsecured, an unregistered security. And if it is, then Gary has nowhere to stand on with Kraken. If Kraken had the balls, they would have turned around and told Gary, go sue me, B, come on. And then watch the Ripple play out. Watch the Ripple case play out. The only time they would lose, well, there's two ways they would lose. One is if Ripple and SEC went ahead and did a settlement without the terms being released. Now, that would hurt, okay? Or if they lost. But we already know that there's been 2 judges in the last 45 days that said secondary market sales are not securities. They're not securities. So why would Kraken fold under this? They just didn't want the hassle. All those guys at Kraken, you guys are on crack. I'm pulling, if I don't have anything on Kraken anymore, I wouldn't put anything on Kraken. Not good. At least Brian Armstrong went up and he on Twitter said exactly what the SEC was going to do. And I think he's going to say, bring it on. And I think Gary Gensler went to him first. And he said, go yourself, Mr. Gensler. And so Gensler just goes and hits up 4 or 5 different exchanges looking for the easy money. And boom, Kraken was the easy money, easy target laid down instead of making the phone calls. That's what I'm thinking. Now, let's go and figure this out. What is happening at this point? Do we have her? Oh, did I get rid of her? I did get rid of her, didn't I? Yeah, no, I didn't. Here she is to come to save the day. This is another commissioner at the SEC. And what is she saying? Cracking down. SEC commissioner rebukes own agency over recent actions. She's now, because she knows that the red team is in charge of the House of Representatives, and we all think that the G-Man or Egg Boy, whatever you want to call him, is coming to the end. And because he's coming to the end, she thinks that now I can go and really get my feelings out without being scolded. And that's what's happening. She's saying, we are not giving clarity to the crypto industry. We're just doing a cash grab backhand. And you know what, Gary? He doesn't care if the innovation in the United States slows down. You know what Gary cares about? Got it. He cares about Citibank. He cares about JP Morgan and this puppet master, Jamie Dimon. Let's go realize what actually going after staking is really doing. Since we are real estate agents, and on the other channel we show that the amount of money per American in the bank is some of the lowest numbers ever. So people are pulling money out of their bank. Well, I think 40% is because they're living paycheck to paycheck. They have no money because of the government. But I think the other smart people realize there might be some bail-ins, which we'll probably go over in the future. But more importantly, I can make more money in crypto, pulling my money and putting in stable coins and making 2, 3, 4% than I can leave it at Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, whatever. So when you're pulling money out of these banks, it starts a liquidity crisis. I don't know if you know this, guys, but the banks can take your money and reinvest it in the bond market or anywhere they want, because just like crypto, not your coin, not your keys, not your coin. Guess what? The banks are saying the same thing. Not your keys, not your money. They can take your money and do what they want. And if they have a liquidity crisis, they just run right over the FDIC. Can the FDIC really insure if they go bankrupt and all the accounts are frozen? Come on, you have to turn the printers on to do that. And to turn the printers on would mean inflation skyrocketing. So your dollar that today would end up being 50 cents like that. So they would just burn your money. That's why people are pulling it out of the banks, and we're having near lows on accounts. accounts through Americans in the United States. It's a banking crisis. That's why you look in the headlines, you see bank after financial institution saying that there's going to be a recession because they don't have no liquidity in their banks. It's becoming extremely low. Keep that in mind. Now, this is not financial advice, but this is what's happening, and this is why I think she's saying this, that the SEC is doing things not to better themselves, not to help people, but they're taking it from above Gary's pay grade, and they're trying to figure out how they can put the money back into U.S. banks, and it is not going to happen. Mrs. Pierce, thank you very much for speaking out. All right. When your kid, let's go to the next one. When your kid is just a nightmare, you take his phone away, he still doesn't listen to you, you give him a phone back, he's still texting, his girlfriend or whatever, and he just won't listen to you. What do? Well, you propose installing monitoring software on his phone. Sam Bankman-Fried, or fraud, or whatever you want to call him. Gosh damn. I mean, bro, seriously. Why isn't this guy in jail? I mean, he just keeps breaking rules, and they just keep, a monitor system, right? Like a baby monitor. Hello? Wah. Come on. Come the hell on. I won't even talk about it. All right. We understand that Emi is sick. So she's now relying on me to talk about Rihanna. I'm not the Rihanna fan, but apparently popular Rihanna song offered as an NFT with royalty sharing ahead of Super Bowl. Guys, this is totally awesome. We're continually seeing artists cut out all the bullshit in between them and their fans. And all the money grab that's in between, she is doing this. I love it. It says music producer deputy who helped produce Rihanna's hit single, Bitch Better Have My Money, is granting a portion of the streaming royalties to collectors throughout another block. Guys, this is what we're here for. We're here to cut out the crap, right? This is what these artists, they belong to. They're going to put out quality recordings. They don't need to have 3 or 4 people, the label, their lawyers, their, agents. All of them are grabbing a piece of this, and they're not the talent. They're not the talent. The talent shines right there. She sells, songs off of Apple. She sells songs. Well, hopefully it won't be Apple sooner or later, because Apple just charges 30% on top of these to each one of these guys. Finding where we can sell there without cutting all the people out. This will make things, this is awesome. Now, what I don't like, of course, is the Super Bowl, they're banning crypto. How stupid are you? That's just stupid. That is ignorance. In 5 years from now, you only have crypto and alcohol. That's the only 2 things that will be on there. Doritos won't be on there because crypto will pay too much, because they're going to boom. They're going to disrupt this world. And in that time, you're going to see artificial intelligence. They're going to start getting those commercials out as well. World's changing. Well, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining me today. Passionate as it be, I want to go over why Gary Gensler is not a good guy. That's why I have to be in bed. My mom said the streetlights are on right now. Yep. Yes, if you want to see Emi next week, I need to see it in the comments below. She's feeling under the weather. She's laughing her off. You guys take care. I'll see you on Monday.